Stop! Before you scroll past this, before you tell yourself you'll watch it later, I need you to hear this. You have been waiting for a feeling that was never going to come on its own. You have been waiting to feel ready, to feel motivated, to feel like today is the day. And it has cost you months, maybe years. This is the Shetty mindset, and today I am going to show you why the people who actually build the life you want never wait to feel anything. They just move. And by the end of this, you will know exactly how to do the same, starting today, not someday. Here is why this matters right now, in this exact moment of your life. Researchers at Stanford studying behavior change found something that should change how you think about willpower forever. Motivation is not a cause of action. It is a result of it. You don't act because you feel motivated. You feel motivated because you acted. Most people have that backwards, and it is quietly costing them everything they say they want. Stay with me until the end, because in part 4, I'm going to give you the exact mental sequence the most disciplined people on Earth use in the first 60 seconds of resistance. The part most people never make it past. You were taught a lie. Somewhere along the way, you were taught that successful people feel a spark, and that spark is what gets them moving. That is not what happens. What actually happens is quieter, less glamorous, and far more powerful than anything you've been sold. The people building the life you want are not more inspired than you. They are not luckier than you. They have simply stopped negotiating with how they feel before they decide what they do. And if you have spent years waiting for the right mood to strike before you started, you were not wrong to want that ease. You were only misinformed about how change actually works. Psychologists studying behavioral activation, a method originally developed to treat depression, discovered something remarkable. When people took small actions before feeling ready, their mood improved afterward, not before. Action came first. Feeling followed. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius understood this 2,000 years before any laboratory confirmed it. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. Not feel like one, be one. Through action. Think about a craftsman in a cold workshop at 5 in the morning. He does not wait for his hands to feel warm before he picks up the tool. He picks up the tool and the warmth comes from the work. That is the entire secret hiding inside this video. Not weak willpower, wrong sequencing. Ask yourself honestly, how many days this month did you wait to feel ready before you started something that mattered? Discipline, discipline, discipline. That word is going to follow you through the rest of this video because it is the only sacred thing standing between where you are and where you are capable of being. But here is what nobody tells you about this. Once you understand the sequence is backwards, you cannot unknow it. Which means the only thing left standing between you and momentum is one decision, made daily, on purpose, small, repeated, intentional. That is what builds an unstoppable life. Not intensity, not a single heroic burst of effort, but the same focused action, protected and repeated day after day. This is the part that frustrates people because it offers no shortcut. And if you have felt impatient with how slow your progress feels, you were not wrong to want it faster. You were only underestimating how much a small action, compounded daily, is actually worth. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania studying habit formation found that consistency, not intensity, was the single strongest predictor of whether a new behavior became permanent. Not how hard people pushed on day 1. How aligned they stayed on day 100. The Buddha taught something almost identical 25 centuries earlier. A jug fills drop by drop. Not all at once. Drop by drop. Picture a riverbed carved through solid stone. No single drop of water did that. Time did that. Applied with patience, applied without pause. Your daily action is that drop. Unremarkable on its own. Undeniable over a year. Ask yourself, what would your life look like in 12 months if you simply refused to skip the small thing every single day, starting now? Momentum. 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 That is what you are actually building when you force yourself to act on the days you don't want to. Not just progress on a task, but a self that no longer negotiates. And this next part, this is the part that will shift everything for you. Because once you understand why your mind resists this small daily action so violently, you will stop taking that resistance personally. Silence and resistance as a strategy. Protect your silence. Protect it like it is sacred, because it is. Before almost every act of real discipline, there is a quiet moment of resistance, a pull toward comfort, distraction, delay. Most people treat that resistance as a stop sign. It is not a stop sign, it is a toll. And if you have felt that pull every single day, fighting you right before you were about to do the hard, important thing, you were not weak. You were simply standing at the exact point where everyone who has ever built something real also stood. Neuroscience research out of MIT on willpower and the prefrontal cortex shows that this resistance is not a character flaw. It is your brain conserving energy, defaulting to the path it already knows. It is not your enemy. It is just outdated wiring. The Stoics had a phrase for training the mind against exactly this: amor fati, to love what is required of you, not merely tolerate it, not gritted teeth, welcomed weight. Think of an athlete stepping onto cold ice before the body has warmed up. The discomfort does not mean something is wrong. It means the work has begun. Ask yourself, what is the one task you have been delaying, not because it is hard, but because you have been waiting for the resistance to disappear first? It will not disappear first. Unbreakable, unbreakable, unbreakable. That is what you become when you stop waiting for the resistance to leave and start moving through it on purpose, with focus, with intention. Here is the part I promised you. The first 60 seconds of resistance are the most important 60 seconds of your entire day, because they decide everything that follows. Most people lose right here, quietly, without ever realizing this is where the day was actually won or lost. And if you have ever talked yourself out of something in under a minute, you are not lacking discipline. You were simply never taught what to do in that exact window. Behavioral scientists studying procrastination at Harvard found that the urge to avoid a task peaks almost immediately and then fades rapidly once a person begins, meaning the hardest part of any task is not the task itself. It is the first 60 seconds before it. There is an ancient principle used by warriors and monks alike. Do not decide whether you want to. Decide only that you will begin for 60 seconds and let momentum decide the rest. Picture a swimmer at the edge of cold water. The decision to dive is hard. The decision to swim, once wet, is easy. The water was never the obstacle. The edge was. Ask yourself, what is waiting on the other side of just 60 seconds of begin that you have been avoiding for weeks? Invest, invest, invest. That 60 seconds is the smallest, most powerful investment you will make today. Smaller than it looks, worth more than it looks. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share next is the most important